I got made redundant when I was 55, and it was the best thing that could possibly have happened to me at that point in my life. Sounds crazy? Well, it was pretty scary at the beginning, but that was 3 years ago, and this is what I did. I have got all 4 of my steampunk books here. So this is the latest one, Pink Steampunk Ephemera to Cut Out Collage. It's got all kinds of exciting things within. Very quick shot of that. And I have been fussy cutting, so I've chosen lots of gorgeous little sort of light bulbs and animals and people. And look at this teapot. Need to cut out the handle. So I wanted to make a beautiful pink page in my steampunk journal. I've been working on this for a little while, and this is what I've got so far, and I've been itching to get this book made. In fact, this journal partly inspired the Pink Steampunk book, because you can see I've used all the sort of traditional steampunky colours. There's my... Wait, back up a minute. So why am I showing you these books? Because that's one of the things that I got into after I got made redundant. So I'd been doing a hell of a job. It was taking so many hours of my week, and even when I wasn't working, I still had work on my mind. So basically my brain was being inhabited by this job, even in the middle of the night. Every time I woke up in the morning, it was just not healthy, and my well-being was on the floor. I was absolutely exhausted. So getting the news that this job was actually not going to exist anymore was just such a weight off my shoulders. I had to do my best not to jump up in the air and just shout "Yippeeee" when I heard the news, which wouldn't have been very prudent, probably. But honestly, I really had to hold myself down from doing that. So I had toyed with the idea of doing some self-publishing for a while, but months had gone by. I'd watched loads of YouTube videos and done lots of research and published a couple of blank lined notebooks, but I just didn't have the time to commit. I had maybe on a Saturday morning, perhaps an hour and a half. That was about all the time I had during the week to myself to just crack on and focus on a project. And it was just not going anywhere. So suddenly getting this redundancy was a doorway for me to walk through and completely reinvent my my working life, I suppose. I knew that I didn't want to go back to the previous career, which was teaching. And so it was time to do something else. And I'm not saying that my book publishing replaced my teaching career income, because it absolutely hasn't. That would be a complete lie and really unrealistic to say that. However, it has just brought me so much joy and happiness and excitement and purpose, and so grateful for the income that it has generated for me as well, because I so needed that. And I needed to have success. So I really put 100% of my effort into every single book, because I want my books to be the best. I want them to be full of colour and inspiration. I want the images to be clear and crisp. I want people who cut my books up and use them in collage. I just want you to love the images and the space in between the images. You can cut things out. I just want to make them the very, very best that I can. And I'm really proud of my books. I have improved. I'm not going to say that the very first book was perfect. And I get a little bit better every time. I learn more every time. And, I just want this series of books to grow and grow. And I want to say a massive thank you to every single one of you who supported me by liking videos, subscribing, and buying my books. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you've watched my channel before, you will know that I do have other work, and I'm not going to lie, I do work part-time, kind of 5 days a week, doing something unrelated. I just want to get something down, even if it ends up getting quite covered up. Oh, I made a bit of a dog's breakfast of the gluing there, never mind. Okay, let's use some. Right, I have added some more pieces, so just the same. So I glued those down, split one of those in half, and I'm just looking to kind of balance out the whole spread. Some nice light bulbs under there. Right, so I'm thinking that these three might work very nicely as sort of backgrounds or frames. Oh, they've all got glasses. It looks a bit contrived, doesn't it? Maybe she's a bit pinker than the other two, something like that. So yeah, now those sort of stand out, and obviously I need to ink around the edges, but I'm not going to do that yet because there's obviously a lot more that I need to do in the background. So I've got to go to work now, so my fun stops here and other fun ensues, but I will be back to carry on with this as soon as is humanly possible. Day 2. So, yeah, I did a little bit of this last night since the last part of the video. Still haven't stuck those ladies down, but I'm going to wait. I've added this gorgeous, gorgeous bit of jelly print. I'm going to be so sad when I run out of that one for sure, and that little bit down there. And these pieces. This is supposed to be a pink steampunk spread, and I really need to lighten it up a bit. I've collected together some more ephemera. Oh, I fussy cut some last night downstairs. I'll have to run down and get it. But when so just ran downstairs and got my pink steampunk book back. So I cut these out last night. I thought they were nice and delicate. Not too shouty, but good sort of supporting actors for this one. So I think those are going to work really well. And these pieces are just the edges and the sort of the backing pages. So I think those might be handy too. Again, I might go round them with my bronze pen. Let's see, I can't wait to see what these are going to add. Ooh, yes, definitely. If I can find a space. So we've got a kind of pink telephone boxy type machine. That might fit there, mightn't it? And this beautiful clock with the pink roses as well. I don't want to cover up too much of that lovely jelly print. That could go there, couldn't it? That one's rather looking out of the picture. No, that vanishes into the background. That's quite good there though, isn't it? So yes, I do have another career that I was able to, well, I won't use fall back on, because actually it's just allowed me to blossom and bloom at this other career, which is working in the complementary therapies and well-being sphere. Let's just call it that for today. I might decide to talk about that a bit more in future videos, because I'm really passionate about well-being and looking after people, which is what I do. So when you see me videoing a project that I'm working on, and then I go, I've got to go and go to work, that's what I'm up to. So, you know, the books are not replacing my teaching career in terms of finance, although they are helping. After being completely burned out from the job that I really was not enjoying, however much I tried to pour my heart and soul into it, it was really time for me to just reassess and take stock and do some, you know, personal healing, really. And I actually found collage and, you know, doing this hobby that I'm now involved with publishing for, I found that incredibly healing. So I discovered a YouTuber called Nicole on Relax Cut Glue, and I just couldn't stop watching her videos. She's so personable and cheerful, and I loved all the themes and the bright colours and the fun that she's having doing collage. And it just occurred to me that I could provide resources like I did as a teacher for collage artists. I thought it would be really good fun. And so I kind of came at this backwards in a way. The collage books came first. And I published a few, and then I just thought, I need to cut these up and do this myself. Everybody else is having fun, because that's the way round teachers think. They give the resources to the children do the stuff, and the teachers go, well done, that's great, or whatever they're going to say. But the teachers don't actually get to do the art very often, unless they're showing us an example. And it just took me ages to realise that I could do the art as well. And it's the best fun. It's so relaxing. It's just playful and joyful. And I mean, if you are doing a really stressful job and, you know, life is miserable, I highly recommend you take up something creative to just give your brain a break and enjoy, you know, absorbing all those colours and textures and patterns, and just bring a bit of playfulness back into your world. Collage is the most amazing way to do that. This is what I've got that's stuck down. And I've gone around the edges of, let's put those all together over there. Oh, and her. Sorry, madam. Let's put you over there. So, yeah, I've gone round some of the edges, broken up some of these shapes a little bit, and clipped the corners of some as well. I just think it's quite a satisfying sort of thing to do, and a nice shape. So I don't want to crowd this out with too many pieces of my pink steampunk ephemera. Not quite sure about her. I think I do, even though they're all wearing glasses. Perhaps that's the theme. Pink ones in here. Let's just see. Oh, I've got some numbers. Hey, a number might be nice because they're in a box, and that sort of boxy thing's going on here. What about that number 5? Doesn't really mean anything, but cut out my page from the back of the book if I do that. So this page has all my other books on it. So that's my Amazon link. By the way, if you've bought one of my books, it would be fantastic if you haven't already done it. If you could write me a review on Amazon. Seriously, it is just so important to get reviews on my books, because you know what it's like. You open up Amazon, you see, you know, 100 people have given it however many stars, hopefully 5, and you know, it encourages other people to trust in the brand. So yeah, you can scan that and get onto Amazon, even if it's in retrospect. And yeah, those are all my links. So it's all at the back there, but I'm just going to take the scissors to this now. Number 5, hope it's gonna fit somewhere. Cover, by the way, loads of ephemera on there. Gives you a really good idea of what's inside the book. Not necessarily on the same scale. Some of them I put in smaller on the back and front covers, and some larger. Obviously I want it to look pleasing to the eye. So let's cut out this number 5. Oh yes, oh yes. Wonderful, I love that. Right there. Don't think I need to go around the edges either. Love adding random numbers to things. There we go. Stick that straight on there, love it. Completely meaningless number. Well, in this context. Right, let's get the old archival ink out. Time to make some decisions. Let's ink and glue and then see what space is left. I love working in this journal. I've done a few steampunk projects using my cut and collage books, and I can't wait to get back to doing another page in this book. Every time I've got one lined up that I've planned and I'm going to do, I get really excited because it's so relaxing. It's really fun being so creative, and anybody can start doing collage. You don't have to be able to draw. You don't need to have a particularly good eye for anything. You just need some resources, and that's partly why I've created my books, to make it easy for you to start a new hobby. Okay, I think I've decided on a layout, so let's start gluing. Definitely want the ladies in those sort of dark coppery boxes, so she can go there. There we go. I love these light bulbs. Look, that one's got a sort of, what is it, a chrysanthemum or something inside. So my books do tend to have smaller images, and I've talked about this before, so forgive me if you've heard it, but I just find when I'm designing the books that I can't choose between the amazing images that I generate with AI. These were all generated with AI, apart from the jelly prints and the stamps. So I tend to want to cram as much in on a page as I can, which actually means that my books have smaller images because I'm trying to fit more in. Those are quite big for me. There's 3 going across the top. You see, those hearts are smaller. What about a heart? Ooh, that might be nice. Let's see what space is left, because I'm probably going to need some little details. So yeah, my books work really, really well for projects that need smaller images. So if you make artist trading cards, my books are definitely going to give you shed loads of images. And because they're sort of themed, that means you could make ATCs with a bit of a, where's that going to go? There, no, there. You could make ATCs with a bit of a theme, so you've got maybe 3 or 4 characters that sort of go together. So if you're making themed artist trading cards, that means that you've got similar but not identical images. Yeah, so I am going to commit for a while to putting a video out on a Thursday, and if I miss Thursday it will be Friday, so that you know at the end of the week Keely has a new long form video out. Oh, that could go there, couldn't it? Maybe, see, that's not stuck properly. Let's give it a bit of this. That's where it needs to go. You see, have a little play and you get there in the end. That's what's so great about collage, isn't it? Because you can have a really good old try out of everything, audition all your pieces, and then when you've spotted the right place, ta-da! Now obviously I've got to trim around the edges of this now, but I can't resist doing this with my pen. So yeah, it would be amazing to get my videos out to more people. If you know somebody who might enjoy watching what I'm up to, please do just forward them my video with the share button at the bottom. That would be so appreciated. Let's do some little stripes in there, shall we? Just for something different. Spots and stripes, maybe some stripes up here. That bit's a bit bright, isn't it? I think when I've gone, oh, I love this. When I've gone, I really love this. There's maybe needs something there, and that needs to go a bit darker. Yeah, so what was I saying? I've totally forgotten. I'm just so suddenly excited by what I've just created. But I think that needs something and that needs something. I've said that twice. There you go. It definitely needs something then, doesn't it? Butterflies. That's what I was going to do. See, nothing gets wasted. And I do try and design my books so that there's always something that you can use every last piece for. Well, I try. I do try my best. So I've got those two. So much going on this table now I can't even see. Right, and I was going to find some pinky, or maybe not pink, maybe something else. Butterflies or a moth. Moths kind of go well with it. This was one of my earlier books, so all of these butterflies, as far as I could ascertain at the time, because it was before AI art really kicked in, about 3 years ago nearly. So yeah, these moths and butterflies are proper vintage. Oh look, there are some pink ones. Proper vintage illustrations. Oh no, oh perhaps I'll... That one's very steampunky, isn't he? Yeah, so thank you to all of the wonderful, long since gone, probably, artists whose work is in the public domain, and to whom I am extremely grateful, because that was how I got started with my cut and collage books. And I remember pondering for quite a long time whether I wanted to use AI art or not. It sounded like a wonderful idea, and indeed, in my opinion, creating art has been a wonderful idea, because there's no way I could have made all of these books. You know, some of them have got sort of 600, 700, 800 illustrations, and how much do you pay for one illustration to an illustrator? Yeah, so that's how I create my more fantasy style books like this one. Yeah, glad I picked that. So it's got a little bit of darkness about it. It was a bit of a thing for me, because I'm sure all of us have felt, is AI a good idea? Is it fair? Is it, you know, is it just trash because a machine made it? I mean, trust me, some of the stuff is just awful. And, you know, some authors, I wouldn't even call them authors. There are people making books that are just nonsense, some of it. And you can just tell a machine wrote it, and yeah, too awful. However, for, you know, ideas generation or advice on strategies for things, I think AI is an absolutely phenomenal tool, and without it I couldn't have done all of my books. Just wouldn't have been possible. And I think it's here to stay, so it's kind of something we're all going to have to get used to, whether we like it or not. AI is affecting us all, for good or bad. But then that's the same for a lot of things, isn't it? It's the same for money. It's the same for Water. I mean, water, we all need water, don't we, to drink and have a wash, etc. occasionally. Yeah, those look nice, don't they? Not sure where those will go, or yeah, that might just give that area a bit more. Let's do another little mini frame one. What was I saying? Water. Yeah, fantastic. But, you know, what about the poor people in Jamaica and other Caribbean countries where they've had that terrible storm, whenever it was, last week, last week. And, you know, water is also so destructive. It's incredibly destructive. So, you know, AI, it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? You can use it for good, or you can use it for causing chaos, confusion, and outright lies. You know, where celebrities get videos made of them doing things they never did and all that kind of dark stuff. There we go. So yeah, the opportunities for creativity with AI are just off the scale. Off the scale. Did you see my fairies that I animated? So if you look back at my Marigold Fairy journal page project, you will see that I animated some of my fairies. They look so pretty and cute, and honestly, it's just amazing when they come to life. I get very excited because I've been staring at those fairies for months on end, playing about with the layout and trying to create a cohesive and beautiful book for you. And then suddenly to see them fairies moving around and smiling and waving and turning their heads is just mind-boggling, really. Now, where am I going to put these two moths? Oh, one's a butterfly, one's a moth. Help me here. Maybe there, maybe there, maybe that might work. Just want to keep it looking sort of balanced and give lots and lots of interest. I'm a details person, believe it or not. If you've never done a collage before, why don't you consider it? I'm really hoping that this video is going to have picked up some new viewers who are not necessarily crafters, because I'm well aware that a lot of my viewers and subscribers at this point are already collage artists. But if you've just stumbled upon my video, if that's inspired you, or if collaging has inspired you, why don't you take a look at my books over on Amazon? Get hold of one and just see what you can create with it. Right, anything else that I can add down here? It just needs something. Let's find another butterfly. Just a little tiny pink one would do. Or a moth. Come on, what have we got? Nice, but no. Blues. That one's a little bit pink, but it's still quite dark, isn't it? I think it does need something a little brighter. Super useful. Ooh. Yay. Right, that's got that lovely light bright feel to it. Let's cut that one out. So for people who are new to collage, obviously this video is about steampunk collage. Collage doesn't have to be about steampunk. I have other styles of collage books, and really it's just, you know, let your I'll put my teeth back in. Let your imagination run wild and do whatever collage you want to do, really. My other books include fairies, very pretty sort of, I love like 1930s kind of children's book illustration style. So I've created a sort of flower fairies homage book, and yeah, I've got flowers, butterflies, marine life. There's just so many options, and, you know, have a look at my books, take your pick. So I think that is it for the collaging part. See what I mean about that number 5? It just pops out, doesn't it? Makes it all a bit more interesting, in my humble opinion. Right, I'm going to trim around the edges, and then we're nearly there. Right, I think, now I've inked around the edges, I think we're just about done. The only area I'm not quite happy with is how much light there is around here. So I'm hoping the inking is just going to take that down just a hair, just a tad. I think it's going to work. So vintage photo, my old favourite. Let's see. Suck it and see. It's already very dark around there, but you get a little sheen with vintage photo as well. So I sort of want that coppery sheen to just catch the light on that really dark jelly print as well. And there we go. Yeah, I think that's done its job around there. That's great. So we're nearly done. Of course, what I didn't add, which I would like to do, oh, I haven't gone around that corner, is some flaps and pockets, or maybe a little artist trading card tucked in. But it's not like there isn't plenty to look at on this page, but it's just rather fun when things open out. And there are little hidden surprises. I just want to take it down a little bit. Make it a little bit more blendy. I think that's worked. Done. Very satisfactory. Looks a lot better in actual person, I would say. Probably because I'm having to tilt it for you to see all of the coppery, goldy colours. Look at that, just there. And the pen doesn't show up quite as well as the acrylic, metallic acrylic ink that I used, but it doesn't matter. I'm really enjoying just the juiciness of all of those lovely metallic colours. Right, I hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you made it to the end, can you pop a pink steampunk in the comments? It would be so nice to see whether anybody actually made it to the end of my video today. Anyway, everybody, that's my video for this week. I will be back next Thursday with more fun for you. And, oh, please help me, Lord, help me get my Christmas book finished and published before I see you again next week, because time is running out. Anyway, take care. Lots of love. Bye.